Hello everyone. So today we are starting a new chapter. We're starting chapter 3. And for today we're going to be talking about pairs of lines and angles. And so we'll go over quite a few definitions today. So in this first video we'll be talking about identifying lines and planes. So just for some vocabulary and some reminders. So parallel lines, those are lines that are coplanar. So that means they lie on the same plane and do not intersect. And so what we write is the symbol, basically it looks like two parallel lines, so just two parallel lines means is parallel to. So for a picture I could have, let's call that line L and line K. So these are on the same plane and I see they're parallel, they're not going to ever touch. And something that pictures will do to state that lines are parallel is that they'll put this arrow right here. So you might see an arrow there. And if there's multiple parallel lines, let's say I had these were parallel as well, I would go ahead and mark this with 2 triangles so that you can tell which lines are parallel to each other. And so if I were saying, well, line L is parallel to line K, I could write L is parallel, or line L is parallel to line K. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, those are lines that are coplanar again, so they're on the same plane, and they intersect to form a right angle. And the symbol we use to represent that is this symbol right here, kind of an upside down T. And so if you were to see two lines are perpendicular, say line L and line K again, that will be marked in the diagram with this box right here. So you know that two lines are perpendicular if they intersect, and you see that box that represents a right angle appear on there. And so I could write line L perpendicular to line K. Okay, now skew lines is probably something you haven't heard of before. So those are lines that do not intersect. However, they're also not coplanar, so they are not on the same plane. So let's say I had a box lines that would be skew would be, say, that line right there and that line right there. So let's say that's A, B, C, D. They're not on the same plane. See, this one's either on this one or this one there. But they also don't intersect. So if I were to extend this line, it would go forever this way. This one would go, DC would go forever up and down. So they never would intersect, but they're not on the same plane either. And we'll see some more examples of that. And then parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So that would look like this. Kind of like the parallel lines, except now I'm just doing it with planes. And so this picture really shows examples of at least 3 of those definitions. So here I see that lines M and M are parallel. And that's represented by those arrows right there. An example of skew lines are lines M and K. And so I see they're not on the same plane. K is going up and down and M is on plane T. But I see that M doesn't intersect K. K is going to go forever up and down, and line M is going to go forever this way and that way. So they don't intersect, but they're also not parallel, as we can see in the picture. And then we see for parallel planes, plane T is parallel to plane U. We can see that. So there's an example of those three definitions in that picture. Okay, that's it for this video. You can go ahead and move on to the next one where we will be doing some examples finding these in a picture.